He's here to help me explain asexuality to all of you. Oh, he didn't like it. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, how are you? If you are coming back, thank you so much for coming back. I just want to let you guys know that all of my socials are in the description, my Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. And as always, like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more LGBTQ+ content from this space right here. So let's get into the video. Most of you guys are here because of a little video I did about 5 signs you might be asexual. I have decided that it is time to go deeper into the subject and explain the spectrum and some of the identities that fall under it. All of my research will be linked down in the description, so if you want to learn more about asexuality and the sub-labels that fall under it, go ahead and check those out, and let's get into the video. Asexuality is defined as having a lack of sexual attraction or low or absent interest in sexual activities. It may be considered a sexuality or kind of like a lack thereof or an absence of a sexuality. A lot of people also like to group aromanticism in with asexuality, and while they are very similar as explaining some lack of attraction, not all asexuals are aromantic and not all aromantic people are asexual. Many people think of asexuality as the same thing as celibacy, and it is completely different. While celibacy is a choice to not partake in those kind of activities, asexuality is a lack of sexual attraction. Just because someone on the ace spectrum doesn't have or has little sexual attraction, it doesn't mean that they don't want some kind of relationship. Many people on the ace spectrum have different kinds of attraction, such as romantic, aesthetic, emotional, and sensual attractions. While the term asexual has been around since the late 1800s, it wasn't until the age of the internet that the term started to gain some traction. There were small groups formed back in the late 90s, and that is where the Asexual Visibility and Education Network was formed by founder David J. in 2001 that focuses on asexual issues. Its stated goals are creating public acceptance and discussion of asexuality and facilitating the growth of the asexual community. In 2010 was when the asexual flag was designed. Personally, for me, I think it's one of the prettiest flags that we have in the whole community. I love the ace flag. The flag consists of the colors black, gray, white, and purple. The black stripe represents asexuality. The gray stripe represents the areas between sexual and asexual. The white stripe represents sexuality, and the purple stripe represents community. Most of the flags that fall under the asexual spectrum involve these colors, but not all of them do. Like I said before, asexuality is a spectrum, so I am going to be explaining some of the sub-identities that fall under that spectrum. The first sub-identity that falls under the ace spectrum is something called graysexual. Graysexual is defined as people who relate with asexuality, yet feel like there are parts of their experiences that don't fully fall under that category. Some common reasons that people would identify as graysexual is because they experience sexual attraction but very infrequently. Some graysexual people could experience sexual attraction once or twice in their life and that's it, while others might feel it more frequently, just not as frequently as allosexual people. Demisexuality is what I am. It means that you don't feel sexual attraction until you have a very strong bond with the other person, which means that most of the time it is with people that you've known for a little bit, or at the very least you have some sort of relationship with before feeling any kind of sexual attraction towards them. I feel like one of the biggest misconceptions about demisexuality is that everyone experiences this, and it's not true. While some people would like to have some sort of relationship before getting intimate, demisexual people literally don't feel sexual attraction until that bond is formed. Phrasexual is defined as only having sexual attraction to people that you don't know and are not deeply connected with, and as soon as you get to know them, that sexual attraction dissipates. A lot of people kind of say it's the opposite of demisexual, so you have that intense sexual attraction at first and then it slowly fades, whereas demisexual, there's no sexual attraction at all, and then as soon as you know the other person, it's like, wow, that's great. Lithosexual is someone who might experience sexual attraction, they might not, but they don't want that attraction reciprocated. A lithosexual person might get uncomfortable with the thought of someone else having sexual attraction towards them, or if they find out that someone they like has feelings back for them, they might get uncomfortable with that and be like, no, the sexual feelings might dissipate from that as well. Ace spike is another subcategory of the ace spectrum. It is defined as someone who usually feels no sexual attraction but will suddenly feel intense sexual attraction for a short amount of time. Ace flux is pretty self-explanatory. It means that someone's sexuality fluctuates, but for the most part it falls under the ace spectrum, or where they have no sexual attraction. But it can fluctuate depending on the day. So one day they can have intense sexual attraction, while on the other day there's absolutely no sexual. Some ace flux people might even feel like they are allosexual at times, which, you know, it's okay. I also want to state that all of these identities can be paired with romantic orientations. So homoromantic, biromantic, gray romantic, pan-romantic, aromantic, all of the romantics can be applied with these as well. People who are asexual, not all of the time are aromantic. A lot of the time they want some sort of romantic attraction, or even can want a platonic relationship with someone. It just isn't, or doesn't necessarily have to be sexual in nature. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and my little explanation of the asexual spectrum. If you want to see more things like this, comment below, let me know. I hope that you guys learned a little bit more about the ace spectrum and all the different ways you can be ace. And I know I wish I had something like this when I was trying to figure out my identity. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.